Welcome back to the sports program of my channel, Fozan channel, and it's been a while. It's been a while. We're back again for you. We look at a topic, crucial topic, specifically a mirror reflection of what happened yesterday. Yesterday night when Chelsea was humiliated 3-0 by Bayern Munich in the 1/8 stage of the Champions League, the round of 16 competition there of the UEFA Champions League. And so tonight we have so many areas to look at relative to what happened yesterday as to the way forward. And then you also take a peep or look through Williams' contract, the possibility of him staying or leaving Chelsea. We also have to look. I'm looking at Kepa Arrizabalaga's current situation at Chelsea, as well as his future too. And then I will review some lineup that I think Lampard should have stick to, and also Ross Barkley, his future in Chelsea, as well as his current state of performance relative to yesterday's match. And also, please do subscribe and share the show as usual, as I always do tell you to do, so as not to be selfish and enjoy the fun of the program. Time check is 9:29 p.m. Doha time, and welcome back to the show once again. And first and foremost, I will look at yesterday's match. Bayern Munich defeated us Chelsea 3-0 yesterday, and two goals by Serge Gnabry and Robert Lewandowski um, were enough to condemn, ultimately possibly condemn Chelsea towards the exit door of the European competition. Before, if viewers could remember, I sounded a warning ahead of this game weeks ago in my several programs. If you've not watched that, you can refer to those programs and watch it accordingly to understand the reality of what I expressed prior to this encounter. That judging from the performance of our boys, Bayern Munich wouldn't be too far away from walloping Chelsea. And don't let the 3-0 scoreline deceive you. The 3-0 scoreline was enough because of the exploits and excellent performance of Willy Caballero, the goalkeeper in post. If it had been Kepa Arrizabalaga, it would have been 6 or 7-1 for that match, or 7-0, or even 5-0. So, hence, in terms of the goalkeeping department, I agree with Lampard for keeping Willy Caballero in post ahead of Kepa Arrizabalaga. And also, let's look at a little bit tips of the game. You will see that Hans-Dieter Flick, the Bayern Munich coach, came in with a mind of possessive football, and truly to his preparation and plan, he dominated the game from the start to finish. From the start to finish. Ironically, um, under Lampard, Chelsea has been playing some fantastic football. Even at the Etihad, Chelsea had 53% possession as against Chelsea had 52% possession as against Pep Guardiola's 48% possession. Hence, we even outweighted Guardiola in terms of performance. But lo and behold, Bayern Munich yesterday put us at our level. They played 64% possession. We played 36% possession of the game. We had 6 shots on target. We had 3 shots on target. And then there's also committed 7 fouls. They committed 10 fouls, and then corner kicks they had 5. We had 3. Much about the statistics. Let me put that aside and come back to the focus of the game itself. You could see that the game started on a quite cautious note with respect to the side of Chelsea. Chelsea were playing all right, but wouldn't want to commit so much men for it. They were going for it a little bit. I remember some couple of chances that Mason Mount had, which he was supposed to finish for Chelsea, but because of inexperience here in and there, he failed to finish those chances. But I wouldn't criticize that young boy. He's been doing well for Chelsea this season, and so I wouldn't criticize him. He did his best to help better the fortunes of Chelsea yesterday. And also, let me look at the right selection that Lampard should have paraded. And you remember yesterday, if those of you who watched the game, you will see that Caballero was imposed, really Caballero. We have Cesar Azpilicueta, Christensen, Rudiger, James Reese, Jorginho, Alonso, Kovacic, Mount, Barkley, Giroud. And this was the lineup that Lampard played Bayern Munich against Bayern Munich. And this lineup, though relatively okay, but Lampard should have done something to it because though I understand he used almost barely the same lineup to defeat Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspur, but be that as it may, Tottenham Hotspur is not Bayern Munich. And if you remember, even Bayern Munich defeated Tottenham Hotspur 7-2 at the Tottenham Stadium and then defeated them again in Germany. Hence, they gave them 10-3 aggregate, 10-2 aggregate or so. So Tottenham Hotspur using Tottenham Hotspur's strength as a yardstick to make a selection for Bayern Munich. Though okay, but not really okay because there could have been some adjustments that Frank Lampard um, should have done yesterday for us to get results, or maybe for us to trim the scoreline to a lower margin, maybe possibly 1-0 or even 2-1 for that matter. So to make the second leg much more competitive and fair. With respect to yesterday's scoreline, the second leg has been made a mere formality with respect to Bayern qualifying as against that's the chances of Chelsea coming up because Chelsea has slim chance of coming back. So let me look at the preferred lineup in my opinion that Lampard should have stick to. We have Caballero in post. That's my preferred. I gave you the lineup that he put out yesterday against Bayern. My preferred is Caballero, Zuma, Rudiger, and Tomori. Fikayo Tomori, the three black players. The three black guys, they have strength. They possess strength. They can tackle 90 minutes non-stop. Christensen, though good, but sometimes, even considering the first and second goal of Serge Gnabry, almost all the three goals, they passed through Christensen and Azpilicueta. And remember, Azpilicueta, though he's a hard-working guy, but he needed an equally partner who could help him on the field because he can't mark them throughout the 90 minutes. Remember, in the first goal, Azpilicueta slipped and fell down. Just like I remember, N'Golo Kante recently slipped for us to concede a goal in our recent game, Chelsea. Maybe against a certain team or so. Is it Leicester or Manchester United? I've really forgotten about it. But N'Golo Kante slipped for that team to score us. And so yesterday it was a clear case of a photocopy of N'Golo Kante's slip. The difference here is the position. N'Golo Kante was near the midfield, whilst Cesar Azpilicueta was near our closer to our 18-yard box. And so he slipped for Serge Gnabry and then Lewandowski to interchange passes for Serge Gnabry to finish off the first goal. And so, hence, Azpilicueta in the game, yes, but Christensen is not that athletic and tough-minded defender to do the tackling for us. So we needed Fikayo Tomori and Kurt Zouma there. Christensen and Alonso, I will still play Alonso, despite the fact that unfortunately he had a red card. I could have still maintained Alonso. And then still midfield will be on change, Jorginho, Kovacic. And then in front, I will make one changes there. I will put in Willian in place of Ross Barkley and still maintain Mason Mount and Olivier Giroud. So this was the lineup that I could have settled for. You remember, let's review the lineup that we used against Wolverhampton Wanderers earlier in the season at the Molineux, in which Chelsea defeated them 5-2. We have Kepa in post, um, Tomori, Christensen, Rudiger, Alonso, Aspi, Kovacic, Torino, William, Mount, Abraham. You could see that only almost the same selection with respect to some four changes or so. Because in the with respect to with respect to five changes or so, almost the same selection with respect to five changes when you compare to my preferred lineup. And in my preferred lineup, I played Caballero, Zuma, Tomori, Willian, and Giroud. Hence, in the match against Wolverhampton Wanderers, we played Kepa. We also played Christensen. We played Christensen. Yeah, we played Christensen. We also played Tammy Abraham. We also played Willian. Yeah, so that is the this selection with respect to the one I gave up. The difference is this four players: Kepa, Christensen, Willian, and Abraham. So the difference with respect to mine is the Kepa and in the Abraham. The Kepa, Abraham, yeah, Kepa, Abraham, and then the Christensen. That's the difference with respect to the lineup that I would prefer to have been used by um, Lampard yesterday, which he failed to do, unfortunately. So let's look at the possibility of Ross Barkley, his possibility of excelling in Chelsea. You will see that Ross Barkley has been playing for Chelsea for some time now, but unfortunately for him, he's been suffering from some injuries here and there. Excuse me. He's been suffering from some injuries here and there. He's been suffering from some injuries here in and there. So hence, fortunately, could not have cemented his position in the Chelsea setup. And so, and for at this juncture, I would like to raise a question about Ross Barkley's mental toughness relative to him featuring at the international or the highest stage. The highest stage, I mean, when he's selected to feature in big games, he will flatter to deceive. He will not, unfortunately, he will put up a below par performance. If you could quite remember our game against Valencia, the first match under Frank Lampard in the Champions League, where he missed that penalty which was supposed to have brought Chelsea level. If that penalty had been scored, we wouldn't have been playing Bayern Munich in the first place. We would have been paired with Atalanta of Italy. Though Atalanta is also equally a good team, but Atalanta is easily manageable more than Bayern Munich, in my opinion. So prospects and questions have been raised about the possibility of Ross Barkley to excel at the highest stage in football. That's the Champions League. And also there are issues, other news making headlines is that Willian was contacted after the game against Bayern Munich in relation to with respect to his contract extension at Chelsea. And Willian indicated that Chelsea board gave him 2 years to sign while he is interested in 3 years. Be that as it may, I was thinking yesterday you should have started the game anyway. You don't gamble and put in one of your best players on the bench against a tough customer like Bayern Munich. That was a mistake by Frank Lampard there. Williams should have started the game. Should have started the game yesterday. Kepa Arrizabalaga is also facing the possibility of losing his number one spot at the Spanish national team as a result of being benched by Frank Lampard at Chelsea. And so, not surprising at all, he's been performing below par of late, and hence, Coach Luis Enrique of the Spanish national team is having a second look at the possibility of him remaining as the number one choice ahead of David De Gea of Manchester United. Without much ado, I would like to bring the curtains out on today's edition of the sports program. I urge you to please do well to continue to subscribe to the show as well as share the program for others to benefit. Thank you very much for having and spending precious golden opportunity to engage with me on this channel. God richly bless you. Salute. Cheers.